not need 20% down to purchase a home. I repeat, you do not need 20% down to purchase a home. I don't care what your parents said. I don't care what that guru told you or what most recent Dave Ramsey book you may have picked up or was gifted to you. You don't need 20% down to buy a house, just like you don't have to have perfect credit. I'm Dustin Owen, and this is the home stretch. So I'm getting ready to show you a clip from episode 407 from the Loan Officer podcast. Now, this was an episode my partner JC and I did about a year ago. And the entire episode came from an article that I'd recently read that was published by Dave Ramsey, where it just baffled me because of some of the recommendations that were being put out to potential home buyers, people just like you, where Ramsey loves a 15-year fixed mortgage and he tells people not to buy a home until you have 20% to put down. But here's the deal. With the average purchase price being somewhere around $400,000 in the United States, 20% would be an $80,000 down payment. That is next to impossible for the bulk of Americans to ever save unless mommy and daddy had the money and they're willing to gift it. And then when you stop and think about what does 10 grand actually mean on a mortgage payment? What does 20 grand actually mean on a mortgage payment? Well, whether or not you put 10 grand down, you're talking $70 a month. So putting $20,000 down, which is a lot of money, it would take many of you a couple years to save an extra $20,000. It's only going to save you about $140 on your mortgage payment. So let's take a pause right here, and I want to give you a little insight to that podcast episode. Now, if you like what you're hearing on that podcast episode, I'm going to go ahead and encourage you, go to our parent station, which is the Loan Officer Podcast, aka TLOP, and check out all of episode 407. But for now, check this out. If you can't afford the home you want, this is me quoting the post that came from Ramsey. It came from his team. I mean, Dave wasn't posting this shit on Saturday. Of
course not.
But if you can't afford the home that you want, using the above guidelines, you'll need to wait and save a larger down payment. So let's think about this. $10,000. A lot of money?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It would take you a year to save 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And that was with you cutting out Negronis, cutting out going to Hillstone.
I've been trying to save $10,000 my whole life, Dustin, but keep it going.
Okay. So 10 grand's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So someone would spend a year. They may even take a second job.
Mm-hmm.
Home Depot pushing carts. They may go valet cars. They'll do something. Get their 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happened. 10 grand saves them a whopping $70 a month on their housing payment.
Mm-hmm.
If they do a 15-year fix, like Dave says, $100 a month. Okay, $100 a month.
Spend that on a Friday.
Or $70 a month, that should not make or break whether or not someone's able to buy a house or not buy a house.
Right.
Hell, your taxes and your insurance will go up in many cases by more than $70 or $100 from one year to the next. Your cable bill may go up, your auto insurance. So, I get being mindful of every penny being spent, but that's dumb advice. 10 grand's really hard to save. Now that right there was probably just enough to wet your whistle and get you a little bit excited about the possibilities of home ownership. But we didn't give you too many details. For example, I probably should have told you that there are several zero down payment options when it comes to home ownership. If you're active duty military or you're a military veteran, the VA home loan, 0% down. If you're buying in a rural area, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, they have a 0% down loan program. In most states, in most counties, there's some kind of down payment assistance available. And that down payment assistance, when coupled with a loan like FHA, could very well allow you to purchase a property with no money down. Speaking of FHA, if you were not going to utilize down payment assistance, FHA still only requires 3.5% down. In conventional financing, that's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they both have 3% down options. What does that mean for you? It means that you could easily purchase a home with somewhere around $10,000 out of pocket and not $80,000 out of pocket. So here's your next step. If you're truly interested in figuring out if homeownership's in the cards for you, then you can go ahead, check the link in the description. I have an entire team of professionals that I'm connected with from Spokane to Key West and everywhere in between. If you click the link and you fill out the questionnaire, then a TLOP-approved professional will be in contact with you to do a free one-on-one home buying consultation. And obviously, if you have questions, load up the chat box with your comments, and me or a member of my team will be sure to answer them there as well.